Hey Space Cowboys, welcome to the first episode of Mothacrafta, a series of rejected videos that will make you call me a Mothacrafta. So, this video right here is, you guys know, if you follow me on Instagram at Seasonal Frostbite, a lot of you saw, a lot of you helped with making the title of this video more user-friendly, and that's part of the reason why this video was dumped via 2016. Look, you can see the old nail look. I got the receipts. Look on Instagram. This is how old this video was. And a lot of you guys were asking me, what happened to this video? What happened to this video? So listen, this is what happened to this video. This was like one of the hardest customs I've ever had to do because I was going for a very specific look. And by customizing this, like, it's not that the tutorial didn't work. I'm going to tell you where I kind of fell off with the tutorial, and I'm going to give you the solutions that I know from, 2 years of more experience, but I did not record it, but I'm going to let you know to help you finish up this video. And, but basically, I want to make my own doll bodies, and this doll really helped me getting into the process of making my own doll bodies. I've already started designing my own dolls and my own doll bodies with a different range of colors and textures and sizes and species. That is really what I've been doing for the past couple of years. I went to school. I went back to school to learn more about what I want to do. I even took sewing classes where I got to sew miniature doll clothes and get better at that, hone my skills. And then I even learned how to throw miniature pots and things like that this semester. It's like I just kind of went back to school to be like, I want to learn things. So I'm in a class, so I'm applying to what I'm learning to class. Eventually I'll be taking a mold and casting class, even though I do know how to do that, but I'll have a teacher hands-on and more supplies, classroom supplies to do it. And that's basically where I've been designing my own toys and, 3D, I got a 3D printer, and I'm pretty much just experimenting and having a good time. But this was the custom that was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to customize, but not really, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to build wings, but I also want it to not take hours and days to do this to get exactly what I want. I was basically tired of making brown dolls, because the dolls aren't already coming in brown, and I wanted my dolls to come in more diverse face sculpts and all kind of stuff like that. So I started sculpting my own sculpts. If you guys seen some of the prototypes for the Wolfpack series, which, guys, it seems like when I graduate, that's when it's gonna happen. But anyways, I'm still gonna walk you through this tutorial, and it's gonna be a good time. I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode, and here goes. Alright, Space Cowboys, here we are, and as usual, I am showing off my beautiful holiday nails. Yes, that's how old this video is, if you guys remember this look from Instagram. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this pencil right here, and I am basically drawing out what I want to happen. It's a visualization process. We want abs. So basically we need more male bodies, and I wanted a made to move male body. So I'm taking this is Purple Top made to move body, and I'm basically working out what needs to not happen. Like, we don't need these titties no more, so I'm just kind of marking out, just like a plastic surgeon. This is what a plastic surgeon does. So I'm just kind of visualizing what I want to happen to this body. We need more men in the super articulated body terms. So this is going to be a slim male body, similar to Opitsu 27 male, the slim version, just with better proportions in that sense. I think the body looks a little nicer for a made to move. Every time you move the body, I'm working where the plastic needs to go, like how far it can go, so we don't block articulation. Now, I started out with Apoxie Sculpt, and I don't know if my Apoxie Sculpt was old or it was crappy, but now that I'm thinking about it now, I probably should have sanded the body down first, or so it can have something to grip onto. But you guys know me, I hate Apoxie Sculpt, so you can just, this is a waste of my damn time. We are wasting everyone's time here. We are wasting everyone's life force. I apologize in advance, but just a little tip: petroleum jelly can smooth out Apoxie Sculpt pretty well, and this stuff is really hard because it's either really old or something. It's just, this was not working for me. My Apoxie Sculpt was super old, and I hate Apoxie Sculpt anyway. So we're gonna get on to the next, I guess the next material. It's been a while since I watched this entire footage, so you guys can just watch me make these abs. I don't even know if I kept the abs. This is how long ago this has been. This was 2016. It's 2018 now. Everybody's in the comments. Just say if you guys agree that I'm a Mothacrafta, just comment below. It's okay. This is what this series is for. Plus, like I'm just kind of enjoying myself now. I am enjoying how my studio has changed so much. Like, I don't even have that black background anymore. But like, I'm just enjoying my nails. Like, they look so fabulous. I don't even use that shape anymore. Oh, should I talk about the doll now? So I'm using my shaper tools to basically get those abs in. And honestly, guys, I recommend looking up references of men of certain doll bodies that you like, preferably ball jointed dolls, looking at what their bodies look like to get a view of what you look like. I can't teach autonomy to you guys. That's something you have to do research on your own, but I can show you how I've done it, my process. And I'm just smoothing out. That petroleum jelly is like my best friend right now because I need these to be seamless. Just like the seamless, just like when people have that lace front wig, it needs to be seamless from your forehead to the lace. We should not be able to tell. That's what I'm going for. And I'm using the ball tools to get as seamless as possible, as long as the petroleum jelly is also doing that. And honestly, now I'm thinking about it, I think I did leave the Apoxie Sculpt abs. I think I kept it like that. It was for other modifications that it wouldn't work. I'm just trying to, this is years old. I never really got to reflect on this project until today. So now, taking more Apoxie Sculpt and rubbing it into my fingers, getting it warmed up. And now I'm trying to make the neck thicker. So to turn your female body into a male body, and you see I'm having issues sticking it again. Why? Well, because I probably should have sanded down. In fact, that should be your first step, guys. Sand this down. You have less issues. Then look, I'm like super struggling here. I don't even think I've sped this up that much, so you can tell how much I'm struggling to smooth out my Apoxie Sculpt. It's just really hard and old and lots of stuff going on here. But now, yeah, see, now I'm speeding it up. And I'm basically creating a thicker neck, some collarbones. So before we sand down those, we get that top surgery going on there, before we get rid of them titties, them boobies, them baby sacks, before we get rid of those, we need to create a chest already because when you're going to sand down, if you do this now, if you just sand on those breasts now, you're going to hit something you don't want to hit. So what we're going to do is make the chest bigger first, and whatever sanding we're going to do, it'll be a lot easier. Does that make sense? I don't think it makes sense. But if it does, see, here's an example. This is the Bitsy 27 here, and we can kind of see that we got the same shape going there. And we can see what we're going for the chest plate. And again, we're just going to be smoothing and looking real Gucci. It's a 24-minute. This is going to be a 24-minute tutorial, guys. And there's a part 2 because this is how long that video was. Sometimes another reason why I will stop making a tutorial is because I can't condense it anymore. And I want you guys to see the mistakes. I want you guys to see the fixes to those mistakes. And I want you guys to see that it's a learning process, period. And YouTube really does not congratulate me on making tutorials like this, like real tutorials that are not just for entertainment, that are for learning purposes. And I hope you guys actually learn something in my tutorial. And that's what I want at the end of the day. So now I'm taking more Apoxie Sculpt. I wonder when I'm going to switch. But now I am going to cover up the titty little area here. You know, you can't tell I'm in art school. I should know all the anatomy. You know, I should know all the, what's the between your breasts. I should know what that says. But I'm placing it almost like a chest plate. So if you ever think of a t-shirt, if you put Barbie in a certain type of t-shirt, she looks like she doesn't have breasts, depending on how large it is. So we're trying to go in for that illusion. And like I said earlier, we're trying to build up that chest so we have less chest to sand off when we go and remove. And you're gonna need that flat because we can't really get rid of all those curves. And when you're adding on to these doll bodies, like when we're going to add our muscles and all that stuff, the reason why I took a pencil earlier and figured out where the plastic goes is because it's only going to go so far. Does that make sense? You don't want to block the articulation. The point of this mod is to get a male body but not ruin the articulation of the original doll. We're not going to ruin the integrity of the doll's movements. So we want her to bend and snap. And bend and snap. I don't know where I went. I trailed off somewhere. I am sorry. So now I'm just adding making a sexy wider back. That's what I'm doing. A sexy wider man back. So I think this is, I don't know when it is. Did it dry? Oh, it dried. So now I'm taking my Dremel and we're sanding down the titties like we talked about. We're sanding down. And now I think about it, I use the Apoxie Sculpt as a skeleton of some sort. So yeah, we've used like a very small amount to do this as well. So here you go. You see why we had to put the chest? Look how those holes. We can repair those holes really, really easily. But you see, if we just went ahead and sanded off the boobs, we would have no chest plate at all, and that would be harder to fix. So I'm glad if you studied your body, whatever body you're trying to make a man, I hope you study your body and say, okay, well, the titties aren't they're hollow plastic, you know, and account for that. See, we're just sanding and making a large mess on my desk. Yes, we are. Also going to go ahead and sand this non-seam, the seam here. But be careful, I think this is when look at me, now I'm sanding. So now I'm taking the Dremel tool and I'm just sanding away some of those curves on that body and making them a bit straighter just to look more masculine. And we're sanding, the panties gotta go, bruh. They gotta go. You're a man, you wear drawers now. This has gotta go. Yep. And if you like a nice bodacious man butt, you can keep your bodacious man butt, but I, on the other hand, will not. Some of the stuff I was like, okay. Some of the stuff I was like, yeah, this is going to be like, some of the stuff I was like, okay, yeah, this is going to be like, you know, we're gonna hit some holes, and I'm trying to not hit holes. Because I have seen some people try to do this mod before, but they don't consider the male body at all. Like, okay guys, we're going not for a feminine man body, we're just going for a slim man. And certain features that are considered feminine we're going to start removing, which, yes, there are breasts and we got a nice, you know, little butt going there, but we're trying to make the sides as straight as possible and less curvy, because Barbie she got some curves, which I just found out that you can pop out her legs, his legs. You can pop out his legs. We're going to add more to the chest to make it straighter soon, but in the meantime, I popped off those legs and I am going to I'm not even curving, I'm just going flat, just sanding very, very flat, so I get rid of that hump and that curves, and I'm checking from each side, you know, I'm checking for each side basically. See, look how flat that is. Got rid of those hips. You can do the same to the thigh here, and just sand it as straight as possible. If you can, you can you can like prop it up somewhere. I don't know, guys. Just make it flat. Just make it flat. This is really hard to explain, but here's your visual. You see how flat it is. I'm not going up against it. I'm just trying to get as flat as possible. And now I'm taking my 180 grit nail file, and I'm just gonna sand off a lot of bits just to make it smoother. And now I don't know what this bit is. I'm just removing dust at this point with this thing. It didn't do anything. I think I was just playing with some of the attachments. So this is what happened. Apoxie Sculpt said, hell nah, bitch. I'm popping right the hell off.
How dare you?
No, I don't know if that was sanded or not, but this is when I was like, you know what? I hate Apoxie Sculpt anyway. So this worked out for me. So I thought I would try a new product. And it is called, it's like a plastic pellet stuff. I'll put the link in the materials in the description box below, like always. And I'm using my heat gun to melt it. Now there are issues with this. You need sculpting this is like a goddamn nightmare. You need wax carvers, which are basically like sculpting tools, to sculpt this type of product or whatever. And that's about it. This is kind of where I fell off with this tutorial. I was like, it works. I mean, it's cheaper than Apoxie Sculpt. It goes further than Apoxie Sculpt. I still have a big tub of this stuff. I only paid $12 or so for a big ass tub of this stuff, and it will go for a long time. And it was also easier to fill in those holes I created, and it's so annoying. So this is what happens. I don't know, should I have sanded Apoxie Sculpt? I really think I should have sanded it before covering it up, and then it wouldn't have popped off. But I'm a push through, because I already figured out what I'm gonna do to replace it. And you can see I'm just trying to smooth it out. This was the hardest custom, guys. The hardest custom. This is the hardest material to work with, because you can't just use your hands to sculpt. You have to use heat and tools, and this stuff is supposed to look at that. It was just really hard to smooth into with the existing plastic. I'm getting a headache just looking at this. Bruh, why are you torturing me? Why are you guys torturing me? Couldn't you guys just forgot that I posted this on Instagram in 2016 and I never had to do this again? It's alright. I'm not really doing it again. It's already done. I'm just recording over all the frustrations and cursing that I'm probably doing in making this. Yeah. So yeah, you're going to take your wax tools and you're going to sculpt basically everything you did, except you're using this beautiful plastic pellets. And this is the reason why when I make things, I also think of, can I sell this for a good price that it costs me to make it? That is my deal. So I just don't see people buying this and these being very acceptable. But now I'm thinking about it now, and yes, I just don't think these plastic pellets are the move. I just think of, what if it goes outside and it's like the hottest place in the world or something, where the equator is so close to the sun, and like it melts. The person who bought it, their doll melts outside. I think of weird things like that. But it does work. I saw the body. This body still looks badass. And it's very, very functional. I never had any issues with it, but I still think of the worst. So now we're gonna do what I said before. You see I've marked that little line here where I can't add on anything. And that means if I go add more plastic right there, that means the doll won't be able to move their chest plate anymore. So that's one reason. That's another reason why. So I'm just widening out and straightening out that area with conjoining with those abs that I made earlier. And you can see that this stuff, what I do like about it, it's a bit reusable. Let's see. If you place your arm up while you're building up the shoulder, if you build on top of the shoulder, it's going to give that illusion of like a muscular physique, a more manly type shoulders here. And just building on top, you're not going to build wider. If you build wider, you're going to block some articulation. Place an arm up if you want, and that's going to help you not do that, which I still ended up doing that. And the best part about this material is it's easy to fix. Well, I'll show you in a sec how to fix it. But for the arms, you're going to make the arms wider. That's where you're going to add the muscular definition that you need without blocking that articulation. So your arms are going to be wider, but they're still going to be flat where the joints are. And now I am cutting off, like I think I heated up too to cut off this excess, and now I have like a little bit of a smooth kind of lump going on there with the shoulders, but it looks pretty natural, and I think I kept it that way. What I like about this material is that everything is pretty much reusable if you just heat it back up, and you can build on top of it a lot easier. You just have to be very good at sculpting and have some kind of experience with it. I made a lecture on sculpting for my patrons. Click my link above to become a patron for as little as $1 a month. You can get exclusive content like my sculpture lecture. And I'm not gonna lie and say that this is not gonna take you some practice. This was like my first time doing this, and I just have a lot of experience in sculpting, and I am a mixed media artist. So I tend to make it look easy because of my experience. So practice, and part of the things you need to understand when you buy a doll, it is just a toy. That's the mindset I have in when I make it. It is just a toy. If you mess up, learn to fix it. That's literally how I'm able to do these crazy mods and just keep it moving, because I'll just be like, okay, I'm not spending a lot of money on these bodies either. I bought this body. It was a sale on Toys R Us when before Toys R Us went under for a couple seconds. It was a sale on Toys R Us, and it was $10. It was a Christmas sale. It was $10 per body, and I bought like 5 of the made to move. And it's funny because you can't find this specific skin tone anymore, and it's funny because I don't even really want the skin tone that it has. But I bought a lot of made to move body girls just to turn them into dudes. That's it. So you can remove the feet, and this is actually the feet for another project that I threw out the window, and I cut off the dude's feet, the Stiffkin's feet. I cut off his feet, and I'm gonna make a mold of his feet. This is mold putty. Oh my gosh, we're almost over. This tutorial is almost over, and I have to go to part 2. Oh my god, can y'all listen to me for another part 2? So I'm just gonna take a mold of this body, but I would like to say, if you guys like this video, if you like my content, if you like my channel, like and subscribe, hang around, and turn that bell on so you know when I'm uploading. I don't have a schedule right now, and YouTube requires that you basically have to upload content constantly. And I don't believe that doll customs should be rushed like that. And there is a way to go ahead and just pump out content like this is not, but I don't want to be burnt out at 27 years old. I just turned 27. I don't want to be burnt out at this age. I've been burnt out so much this year, and it's caused a lot of just, I don't have energy for the things that I really love to do. Making dolls is something that I'm going to do when I graduate. I've been studying so I can do it. I've been learning so many things in school, just utilizing my degree to learn what I want to learn and apply everything that I've been learning to doll making. But rest, what I've been doing, I've been really busy in my university. I graduate soon. It's kind of hard to believe that this journey is almost coming to an end and a new one will begin. So after I've taken the doll bodies, you guys see I put the original foot, Barbie's feet, in there, and I kind of just made a mold and encased it in there. And look, now she has bigger man feet, and I'm just gonna cut off all this nonsense here. Cut off all this nonsense. Cut it off. And in part 2, we'll get down to the painting details. And I will have to mention that, I have to mention that the painting details is not consistent. I will tell you that's where I fell off on the tutorial, and we will talk about that in the next video. If you liked this first episode, like this video if you really like this episode, and if you guys really like this tutorial, if you guys really like this series, so you can see old projects, and if you guys want to go stalk my Instagram and see all the old projects, go ahead and go over there and go click and say, hey, I didn't see a video of this, but you said there was going to be a video, but there wasn't no damn video, girl. So if you feel that way, let me know. And yeah, I guys will see you in part 2, which I am going to release same day. So click over here for part 2. Do you love my work? Are you liking this? Did you ever subscribe? Did you thumbs up? I heard you subscribed. Is it true? Are you a patron? If not, please donate too. And you say, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. I subscribed, alright. You say hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. I subscribed, alright. And you say hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. I subscribed, alright. You say hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. I subscribed, alright.